Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the F1 Word and to the preview for the 2025 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the final race of the season, and we still have a world champion to crown. Yes, it all comes down to this. Will Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri take their first ever championship title? Or can Max Verstappen really complete the comeback of all comebacks to make it 5 in a row? Not long to wait until we find out, and I am so excited for this one. More on all of that shortly though, of course. But last time out, F1 was in Qatar, where another McLaren blunder left the door wide open for Verstappen to take the win. Now, though, it is on to the 5.281 kilometre, 3.28 mile, 16 corner Yas Marina circuit for once again the finale of this season. As ever, there will be 2 DRS zones in use, with the first zone down that long straight between turns 5 and 6, and the second zone is pretty much straight afterwards between turns 8 and 9, and both zones, by the way, do have their own detection points, and they are on the run to turn 5 and just after turn 7 respectively. And over the years, 16 races have been held at the Yas Marina circuit since it debuted on the calendar all the way back in 2009. Still feels quite new, but it's been a few years now, and in that time we've seen 7 different drivers take victory at the circuit, Lewis Hamilton holding the record for the most wins with 5. And did you know that if Lando Norris wins the title on Sunday, he'll become the 11th different British world champion in F1 history? If Max Verstappen does it, it will be his 5th title. And if Oscar Piastri manages to take it, he will become Australia's 3rd different world champion. Look, it's all good info to have going into the weekend, but what I really enjoy about those stats is that 11 minus 5 is 6, which just so happens to have been the number of dry tyre compounds in the Pirelli range this year. 11 minus 3 is 8, which, if we include the inters and the wets, is the total number of compounds in the range. And as if that wasn't all enough, 5 minus 3 is 2, and 2 is the minimum number of different dry compounds a driver must run in a dry race. Oh yes, that's right folks, for one final time, it is a triple segue into tyre talk time. The compounds available for this one then are the hard C3, the medium C4 and the soft C5, which is the same nomination as last season. Now, graining is usually something we see quite a bit at this track, but Pirelli says the greater resistance of the current compounds might reduce it to the point that the soft could become a viable race tyre, something to keep an eye out for on Sunday. The surface itself offers up moderate grip and abrasiveness, and track evolution tends to be fairly high across the weekend too. It is also worth noting that apparently the circuit has been resurfaced between turns 1 and 4 to help iron out some of the bumps we've seen there in recent years. Last year's winning strategy was a one-stopper, with Lando Norris starting on the mediums before pitting on lap 26 for a set of hards, which he ran to the end of the race. Most of the field also pitted once, but some did give 2 stops a go, and hopefully we'll see a good mix again on Sunday, but unless we get a safety car, a one-stopper is likely the way most will go. On that note, the full safety car could have quite an impact on strategy, with 5 races over the years at Yas Marina featuring at least one full one. Let's hope it doesn't get too involved. And the weather is, perhaps unsurprisingly, not likely to be causing too many problems when it comes to rain, with a warm and dry weekend expected at time of recording on Wednesday afternoon, and the latest forecast as of Thursday morning is on screen for you to have a look at right now. And your schedule for this one is back to normal following last week's sprint. That means FP1 will kick things off on Friday at 9:30 AM GMT, and that will be followed by FP2 at 1 PM. Saturday's F1 action starts with FP3 at 10:30 AM with qualifying underway at 2 PM, and it will be lights out for the final title-deciding race of 2025 at 1 PM, and once again that is in UK time. And super quickly, massive apologies for not being able to go live as planned last weekend. You might still be able to hear it in my voice, but as I feared, I did catch the flu. But I will be live for Abu Dhabi with the qualifying and race watch-alongs over on my channel. Link in the description if you'd like to join us over there. And I will be live over there again about an hour after the race with Stuart for the long-awaited return of the race reaction streams. Really looking forward to that one. Hopefully, I'll see plenty of you there and we'll have plenty to discuss. Now, before I make my final predictions of the season, let's have a quick run through the biggest news story of the week and have a look at some title permutations too. So earlier this week, Red Bull finally announced the driver lineups for its teams, and frankly, there weren't really any surprises. At the main team, Max Verstappen will be joined by another new teammate, as Isack Hadjar has been given the call-up to replace Yuki Tsunoda. And although it's not the easiest gig on the grid, Hadjar has thoroughly earned his promotion with his excellent rookie campaign. Can he be the one to end the perceived jinx? Let's see what happens. At the junior team, Liam Lawson has been given a bit longer at the team and will remain where he is for 2026, but he'll be joined by youngster Arvid Lindblad again as expected. As for Yuki Tsunoda, he has lost his race seat, but he's not gone completely, as Red Bull has also confirmed that he will remain on as the team's test and reserve driver for next year. That means this is set to be Yuki's final race in F1, for now at least, but he's not the only one we'll be waving goodbye to, as we'll be saying a final farewell to the Sauber name after more than 3 decades in the sport, which under their many guises and partnerships has seen the plucky underdog pick up a win, 28 podiums, score 937 points, and given debuts and opportunities to so many young drivers over the years, including the likes of Sebastian Vettel, Felipe Massa, Sergio Perez, Kimi Raikkonen, Robert Kubica, Heinz-Harald Frentzen, Charles Leclerc, and so many more. The team itself will of course continue on the grid as it becomes Audi next year, but it'll still be an emotional goodbye to a popular team and a name that will be sorely missed in F1. And let's have a look at how each driver can win the title at Yas Marina on Sunday. The simplest way to look at this is that if Lando Norris finishes on the podium, which he's already done on 17 occasions this season, he will be the world champion regardless of where Max Verstappen or Oscar Piastri finish. However, if Verstappen wins and Norris finishes 4th or lower, he will retain his title. If he finishes 2nd, he needs Norris to be 8th or lower and Piastri to be 3rd or lower. 3rd position, by the way, is the lowest place he can finish in to win the title, and if he did that, Norris would have to be 9th or lower and Piastri 2nd or lower for the Dutchman to take title number 5. As for Piastri, if he wins on Sunday, he will be champion if Norris finishes 6th or lower and regardless of where Max finishes. If the Aussie takes 2nd, he will need Lando 10th or lower and Verstappen 4th or lower if he wants the title. And 2nd is the lowest the Aussie can finish and still win the championship. It must be said as well, if we end up with a tie, Norris will be champion by virtue of his 2nd place finishes, as all 3 drivers are tied on race wins and a tiebreaker isn't possible if any of them win. That is a lot of numbers, and hopefully the maths is right. I've checked it at least 1 million times. But either way, we'll find out very soon who will be celebrating on Sunday. But who do you think it will be? Let me know down below. Right then, time to make some predictions, and as always, please do not take these too seriously. They're just a little bit of fun, but if you do disagree with my picks, then you can let me know yours in the comment section down below. And last time, well, it all went a lot better than I expected, to be honest. I was right on Piastri for sprint pole and for the sprint win, Verstappen for the Grand Prix win on Sunday, and Piastri P2, so that's 4 points, and I am very happy with that. This week, though, it's really tough. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I really don't care who wins out of Norris and Piastri. I'd be happy for both of them. But I would love to see Verstappen take this title, not just because I'm a fan, but also because of the comeback story and just how impressive that would be. So if I was basing this on what I want to happen, which by the way worked out very well last week, I'd be going Max pole and win, Piastri behind and Norris failing to make the podium. But I'll put that bias aside, just for you guys, and look at form at Yas Marina as well as how this season has unfolded and momentum instead. So, given he has won 4 of the last 5 here and won the last 2 races in 2025, it's not unreasonable to think that Verstappen could win the race. But McLaren were very strong here last year and Norris took the win. They are also, as far as I can see, still the car to beat, if not the team to beat when it comes to some of their decision making. But anyway, I am going to go with a Piastri pole position, but say that Verstappen gets him on the first lap and goes on to take the win. I'll put the Aussie P2, so that's Verstappen first, Piastri second. However, I will also say that Norris stays out of trouble and does the minimum needed to secure the title by taking the final step on the podium. After all, that is all he needs to do. Sounds very simple on paper, doesn't it? Mercedes could be the big threat to that here, so keep an eye out for them. If any team is going to get in amongst the title-chasing trio, it's them. Elsewhere, I'll go with Haas as the 5th best finishing team on Sunday, which allows them to score points and hop ahead of Aston for P7 in the final standings. I'll also go with Isack Hadjar to score points and seal his place in the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. And yes, as it is his final chance to do so this year, I will once again go with Franco Colapinto getting P10 on Sunday to pick up his first point of 2025. And as this is the final preview of the season, I do just want to say a massive thank you for your support this year here on the F1 Word, and especially over the last couple of months. I'm not going to lie to you, it was a crap end to the year thanks to what happened with Planet Sport, but you guys have made it a hell of a lot easier, so thank you so much for keeping me sane, well, for the most part. As for what's happening over the winter, honestly, I wouldn't expect too much here before the new year, but there should be something and I will still be uploading in 2026, and as soon as I know what my plans are for this channel going into next year, I will let you know. But that is it for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix preview then, but don't forget you can let me know your thoughts and your predictions ahead of the weekend in the comments section down below. Who do you think will be world champion on Sunday? And if you did enjoy this one, then please do leave a like and consider subscribing too so you don't miss any future videos or streams. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean, this has been the F1 Word, and until next time, goodbye.